In a world filled with noise, people who can command attention without saying much have a unique charm. They don't have to shout to be heard, don't have to speak at length to be understood. Their silence creates an aura of mystery, a sense of confidence, and an inexplicable attraction. People who talk too much tend to give away too much about themselves. On the other hand, those who talk only enough create space for others to be curious. This mystery adds to the attraction because others want to know more. In many cases, people who are quiet and don't talk too much create the impression that they have something deeper to offer. However, being interesting in silence does not mean not talking at all. In fact, when a quiet person speaks, every word they say becomes more meaningful. This is because they are not talking just to talk, but every word they say has value. Their conversations tend to be deeper, more meaningful, and more memorable. In this video, we will discuss in more depth the guide to being attractive without talking too much. Part 1. Building an aura of mystery. On the road to being interesting without saying much, building an aura of mystery is an important step. Mystery has a natural appeal that makes others want to know more. Someone who doesn't reveal everything too quickly will create a deep sense of curiosity in the minds of others. One of the main ways to build an aura of mystery is to be smart about your privacy. This doesn't mean closing yourself off completely, but rather choosing what information to share and when to reveal it. People who are too open tend to lose their appeal because there is nothing interesting left to explore. Conversely, those who keep part of their story private create space for others to wonder and want to know more. In addition, using words sparingly is a hallmark of a mysterious person. Silently attractive people speak only when necessary, and every word they say has meaning. This gives the impression that they think carefully before they speak, which makes them seem more thoughtful and interesting. Gestures and facial expressions also play a big role in creating an aura of mystery. Attractive people often have an expression that is hard to read. They don't always show their emotions explicitly, which makes others curious about what they are thinking or feeling. An occasional small smile or deep gaze can give the impression that there is more going on in their mind than meets the eye. Ultimately, cultivating an aura of mystery isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. Instead, it's about finding the unique aspects of yourself and presenting them in an appealing way. By combining elements of calm, thoughtful word choice, unpredictable expressions, and a sense of privacy, one can create a powerful natural attraction. Part 2. The silent energy that attracts attention. In a world filled with noise, the energy of silence has a certain appeal. People who can use silence to attract attention have a unique power. Silence is not a weakness, but a weapon that can be used effectively to create influence without having to say much. Confidence in silence radiates greater power than those who talk too much. Meaningful eye contact, attentive listening, and controlled gestures create an aura that is hard to read. Intentional silence can be an effective communication tool, giving others space to think and understand the meaning of one's presence. Those with quiet energy do not rush into speaking or acting. They enjoy the moment and let others shine without feeling the need to dominate the conversation. Instead, the simplicity of their demeanor creates a natural attraction that makes others want to know more. In conclusion, using silent energy is not about being passive or withdrawn, but about managing presence with full awareness. By choosing words wisely, using powerful body language, and projecting profound calm, one can command attention in a subtle but powerful way. Part 3. Radiating natural attraction through serenity. Natural attraction is not something that is forced, but rather something that radiates naturally. The most attractive people are often those who are comfortable with themselves and do not try hard to get attention. Calmness is one of the main elements that makes someone have a strong natural attraction. Calmness reflects good inner balance and self-control. When a person is able to face a situation without rushing or panicking, they show that they have high emotional maturity. This not only provides a sense of comfort for themselves, but also for those around them. People are attracted to those who can be the center of calm in a crowd. One way to exude natural magnetism is to be fully aware of your surroundings and not be easily distracted by distractions. When someone is fully present in a conversation or situation, others feel a deeper connection to them. Full presence is one of those rare but highly attractive qualities. Attraction is also closely related to the energy a person exudes. People who are calm and positive tend to attract attention in a more subtle but impactful way. They don't need to dominate conversations or be the center of attention to be liked. Their mere presence is enough to create a pleasant atmosphere. Developing natural charm through stillness doesn't mean closing yourself off or becoming passive. Ultimately, the most attractive people are those who are confident in themselves without seeking external validation. They know who they are, what they want, and don't feel the need to prove themselves to anyone. Their serenity is a testament to true maturity and confidence. Part 4. Effective communication without talking too much. Being interesting doesn't always mean having to talk a lot. In fact, those who can convey a message with few words but full of meaning are often more memorable. Effective communication does not depend on the number of words used, but on the quality of delivery and how to understand others. One of the most important elements of effective communication is body language. Body language, eye contact, and facial expressions can convey a lot without saying a word. Focused gaze shows interest and attention, while a genuine smile can create comfort in social interactions. An open, relaxed body posture also conveys an attractive sense of confidence. In addition, attentive listening is one of the most powerful communication skills. Someone who truly listens to the other person without rushing to respond or interrupting shows respect and empathy. By being a good listener, one can build deeper connections and make the other person feel valued. Intonation and manner of speaking also play a big role in attracting attention. A calm but firm voice shows confidence. There is no need to speak loudly to be heard. Just speak clearly and with conviction so that others will appreciate every word you say. In conclusion, engaging communication does not always come from the number of words spoken, but from the way a person delivers a message and how they listen. By relying on body language, listening attentively, choosing words wisely, and showing a strong presence, a person can be an engaging and influential communicator without having to talk too much. Part 5. Building natural charisma without excessive effort. Charisma is not something that should be faked or forced. In fact, true attraction comes when someone can be themselves with full confidence. Charismatic people do not have to try hard to get attention, because their presence alone is enough to attract others. How do you build natural charisma without coming across as over the top? One of the main keys is having high self-awareness. Knowing one's strengths and weaknesses helps one act with authenticity. People who are comfortable with themselves will radiate positive energy that is naturally attractive. They don't feel the need to prove themselves or pretend to be someone they are not. Charisma is also closely related to sincerity. People who are sincere in their speech and actions are more likely to gain trust and respect from others. This sincerity is seen in the way they listen, speak, and respond to situations around them. There is no pretense or hidden intentions in their interactions, which makes them even more attractive. In addition, having clear principles and sticking to personal values also strengthens a person's appeal. People with integrity, who are not easily swayed by other people's opinions, will be more respected and appreciated. In conclusion, building natural charisma does not require excessive effort. The most important thing is to be yourself with confidence. Act with sincerity, maintain composure, stick to principles, and show concern for others. By understanding and implementing these things, one can have a strong attraction without having to try too hard. Part 6. Simplicity is a magnet of attraction. Simplicity is often considered ordinary, but that is where its appeal lies. People who are simple in their attitudes, words, and appearance are often more easily accepted and respected by others. Simplicity does not mean a lack of quality or attractiveness, but rather about having a strong essence without being excessive. One of the key aspects of attractive simplicity is authenticity. People who don't try to be more than they are have a natural appeal. They aren't busy creating a contrived image, but rather focus on being the best version of themselves. This unpretentious attitude creates comfort for others and builds trust. Simplicity is also seen in the way a person communicates. People who can speak clearly, without the need to use complicated or excessive words, are easier to understand and appreciate. They do not try to impress others in an excessive way, but prefer to speak sincerely and directly to the point. This reflects strong self-confidence and the ability to respect the time and attention of the person they are talking to. In addition, simplicity in dress and appearance also plays a role in attracting attention. A style that is not excessive but remains neat and comfortable shows that someone values themselves without having to seek validation from others. People with a simple appearance but have an aura of confidence often stand out more than those who try to attract attention in a flashy way. In conclusion, simplicity does not mean lack of attraction, but rather becomes an element that strengthens one's magnetism. By being authentic, speaking clearly, maintaining a simple but neat appearance, and living life with a focus on meaningful things, one can attract attention and be respected naturally. Part 7. Creating a strong and influential presence. In a world full of distractions, a calm, powerful presence can leave a lasting impression. Influential presences don't always come from those who are the most vocal or flashy, but rather from those who have steady energy and make an impact without saying much. One way to create a strong presence is to be fully present in the moment. People who are fully present in an interaction are more likely to command attention and respect. They are not preoccupied with their own thoughts or distracted by things around them, but are completely focused on the person and situation in front of them. Good posture is also an important element in creating an influential presence. Standing or sitting up straight without looking stiff reflects confidence and readiness to face any situation. Steady eye contact, not too challenging but attentive, also gives the impression that someone has a high level of control and confidence. In addition, speaking with calmness and assertiveness has a powerful effect. People who speak clearly without rushing or hesitating are more likely to be heard and respected. There is no need to speak at length or try to dominate the conversation. Just the right words and convincing delivery are enough. In conclusion, creating a strong and influential presence is not about being the most visible or talking the most. Rather, it is about mindfulness, confident body language, calm and assertive communication, and the ability to listen with empathy. By developing these elements, one can have a big impact without having to try too hard to get attention. Part 8. Building deep and meaningful relationships. In today's fast-paced world, deep, meaningful relationships are becoming increasingly rare. Many interactions are superficial, with no real emotional attachment. However, someone who is able to build a strong connection with others has an irreplaceable appeal. They don't need to say much to make an impression, because their presence and attitude are enough to create a meaningful connection. One of the main keys to building deep relationships is sincerity. People who are sincere in their interactions without hidden intentions or motives are more likely to be trusted and respected. This sincerity is seen in the way a person listens, speaks, and responds. When someone is truly present and giving their full attention, a deeper connection will naturally form. Additionally, appreciating the uniqueness of each individual is key to building meaningful relationships. No two people are the same, and understanding and accepting differences is an important step in creating stronger relationships. Naturally attractive people don't try to change others to fit their standards, but instead accept and celebrate the uniqueness of each individual. Honesty and consistency are also important elements in deepening relationships. When someone consistently displays the same personality in different situations, others will find it easier to trust them. Consistency in actions, words, and attitudes shows that a person has integrity, which is a strong foundation in any relationship. In conclusion, building deep and meaningful relationships is not about talking the most or trying to be the center of attention. It is more about being genuine, listening wholeheartedly, appreciating differences, showing honesty and consistency, and sharing moments together. By applying these principles, one can have closer and more meaningful relationships with the people around them. Part 9. Maintaining natural appeal. To maintain natural attractiveness in the long term, the most important thing is to remain yourself. True attractiveness does not come from trying to imitate or follow trends, but from being authentic and true to who we are. When we are not trying to be someone else, we can present the best version of ourselves, which will naturally attract others. In addition, continuous self-development is no less important. Continuously learning and exploring new interests, whether in terms of knowledge, skills, or life experiences, makes us more interesting. This learning process also brings deep inner satisfaction, which radiates positive energy to others. In other words, someone who continues to grow and challenge themselves will always seem interesting, because there is something new and fresh to offer. Maintaining emotional balance and inner peace also plays a big role in lasting attraction. People who can manage their emotions well tend to have an attractive composure, especially in challenging situations. When we can stay calm and clear-headed, it gives the impression that we are a strong and stable person, which is certainly very attractive in the eyes of others. However, attraction also has to do with how we treat others. An individual who is considerate, appreciative, and respectful of those around them will always be attractive. Having a positive attitude towards others, listening attentively, and showing empathy will create deeper connections and strengthen our attraction. Finally, Even though the world is constantly changing, we must remain open and flexible in the face of those changes. However, this flexibility does not mean changing who we are or the values we hold. We can still adapt to change without losing our essence. By maintaining this balance, we can remain interesting people in the long run, without feeling pressured to change who we really are. In conclusion, being an attractive person without saying much is not about appearance or speaking skills, but more about the authenticity and quality that we show in our daily actions. When we are ourselves and show our best qualities without having to say much, our attractiveness will emerge naturally, creating deeper and more meaningful connections with others.